Elite Facts presents
10 Most Idiotic Criminals.
10.
In November of 2014, David Cayle murdered his girlfriend, Amber Lynn, in Washington. I bet you're asking, gee, what makes David such a stupid murderer? Well, after he strangled her in her bed, he took photos of her naked, lifeless body with red marks from the strangling around her neck, and then posted those photos onto popular website 4chan. Now, while he may have posted them anonymously, he made no effort whatsoever to hide the IP address, which meant he could be tracked down fairly easily. And he was also trying to get people to share the photos with anybody and everybody. David made the following statement on the posts on 4chan, quote, "Turns out it's way harder to strangle someone to death than it looks in the movies." So even though he said it took a lot of effort for the kill, he made zero effort to cover it up. On top of posting the photos carelessly, he also just left her body there for her son to find when he came home from school, and was even seen driving her car away the following morning. Eventually, the 33-year-old turned himself in. Smart move for a change.
9.
In October of 2016, Michael Dale Vance Jr. was on the run from the police. The chase started on a Sunday night near Oklahoma City after Vance and another man had apparently opened fire on two police officers. Vance then escaped from the scene in a stolen police car before driving to his aunt and uncle's house and murdering them on the spot. However, before he even arrived at their house, he had posted two different Facebook Live videos using Facebook's new feature. Now, if it were us and if we were on the run, we'd want to keep as low a profile as possible, not post videos online, let alone on Facebook. After 1 week, the police found him and he was killed in a shootout on the day before Halloween 2016. 8. In May of 2012, a Canadian man named Luke Magnotta created a video of himself murdering a Chinese international student named Lin Jun, and then he sent the different body parts to various elementary schools and political party offices. He also made videos of himself killing kittens. As shocking as this is, and as stupid as making videos of it sounds, the videos weren't the reason that he was found and arrested. 1 month later, in June of 2012, Luca was spending his time in an internet cafe and was caught stupidly looking at information about himself. He was apprehended and convicted of first-degree murder on December 3rd, 2016. What a complete idiot. He must have had a very rotten Christmas.
7.
Anthony Garcia had gotten away with the perfect crime. He had successfully murdered someone during a liquor store robbery. Now imagine the relief, imagine the satisfaction, imagine knowing that you'd gotten away with murder. For 4 whole years he went undetected. So you may be thinking, well, if he got away with it for 4 years, how was he eventually tracked down? Well, the answer may surprise you. Immediately after the crime, he had gone and gotten a tattoo on his chest of the exact crime scene. Fast forward to 4 years after the crime, he was pulled over and arrested for driving with a suspended license. And when his mugshot was being taken, the police discovered the tattoo, revealing the crime in almost exact detail. What made him think that tattoo would be a good idea?
6.
Alright, so we have a scenario for you to imagine. Picture that you're planning to rob a convenience store. You'd probably choose one that you'd never been to before, right? Well, just for a moment, imagine you decided to rob your local store instead. That's error number 1. Now, if you were planning to rob the store, you'd probably want a weapon, right? A real weapon. But what if you were to take a toy gun instead? Well, that would be your error number 2. Now, you'd also probably want to cover your face so that you couldn't be identified on security cameras or by anyone in the store, correct? Well, what if you decided to take your mask off so that your face was in full view of the security cameras and anyone in the store? There's your error number 3. And what if you'd already robbed this store before, just 10 days ago? Error number 4. And last but certainly not least, what if while trying to make your escape, you couldn't figure out if the exit door was a pull or a push, and you toppled backwards into a drink case, knocking them all on the floor? Well, that would be your error number 5. But nobody could be that stupid, right? Wrong. James Allen, 28 years old, made all 5 of these exact mistakes and got himself arrested. We don't know whether to laugh or to be ashamed of the human race.
5,
Facebook, the destroyer of idiot criminals, especially in this case. In 2014, Nicholas Wigg burgled the home of a man in St. Paul. Nicholas stole his credit cards, cash, and his watch. And at this point, you'd think he'd got out of there as soon as possible, right? Well, instead, he decided to use the house's computer to check his Facebook account. And when he left, he forgot to log out. The owner of the home updated the status of the account, leaving his phone number for the burglar to contact him to give his things back. And the thief actually responded. They arranged to meet, and Nicholas figured there wouldn't be any repercussions. Stupidly, he thought he could just return the stolen items and everything would be fine. Instead, he walked right into a trap. As he walked towards the house, in possession of the stolen goods, he was captured by police and arrested on the spot.
4,
In the 1970s, the people of New York were terrorized by an infamous serial killer, David Berkowitz, better known as the Son of Sam. He killed 6 different people, which gave birth to a police operation known as Operation Omega. 200 different police detectives were put on the case to try and stop him before he could kill again. So, if there's a serial killer who's gotten away with 6 murders already, what could possibly stop him? Well, when Berkowitz left his car for his 7th murder, he parked it in front of a fire hydrant and was issued a parking ticket. A woman saw him ripping up the ticket afterwards and called the police, at which point they realized who he was.
3,
In May of 2015, there was a couple who got into a huge fight in Michigan. Things went so badly that it ended with a husband being murdered and a wife attempting suicide. But how on earth did the police figure out exactly what had happened? Maybe some blood spatter evidence? Or how about some DNA tests? Maybe a confession? Nope, they found it out from the couple's pet Parrot. Apparently, the parrot was constantly repeating the phrase, "Don't fucking shoot," in a traumatized way. Although the wife has not been charged as of yet, the in-laws insist that the parrot should be used in court as evidence, but the police will probably just wing it.
2,
In 2009, there was a man, James Brewer, who was on his deathbed. James was a religious man and thought he was going to be allowed into heaven if he admitted his sins before death, and so he called the police and asked them to come to his house. Once they arrived, he admitted to them that 32 years prior, in 1977, he had killed his neighbor. But James didn't die after all. He was sent to the hospital and made a full recovery. And of course, because of the full confession he had made, he was then sent to prison after he got out of the hospital, and he's living out the rest of his healthy days in jail. Funny thing is, he was originally caught back in 1977, but after jumping bail and moving from Oklahoma to Tennessee, he changed his name to Michael Anderson and settled down with his wife, living in perfect anonymity. For a while, anyway.
1,
Back in August of 2008, Sterling F. Wolfname was wanted for the fatal beating at a party of Ernest P. Jenkins, who died in the hospital the next day. As police officers were actually working on another case, they walked past a cafe and saw Sterling through the window, sitting there enjoying a meal. Now, the stupid thing he had done was that he had a tattoo of his name, Wolfname, on the side of his head. So the police knew this from the information they were previously given about him and walked up to him in the cafe to arrest him. But the stupid thing wasn't just the tattoo of his name. It's the fact that he forgot it was there and decided to straight up lie to the police about who he was, giving them a false name. And with that, we're done. We can't take any more stupidity. Whether it's Facebook, parking tickets, or tattoos, this has certainly been a wide selection of special people who have no one to blame but themselves. If you want to see a sequel to this video, then please comment below and let us know.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe for more elite facts.